truth is, there's only 5 things that AI can actually help you innovate in your business. Just 5, no more. So if you've been jumping into this with both feet, really excited about everything that you can do using artificial intelligence, and gotten a little bit stuck or overwhelmed by the rapid pace of change, the sheer number of tools that are available, which one should I use for this? Which one should I use for that? I call this toolphoria, right? We get all wrapped up in what's possible. And it either stops us from actually using it to innovate, or it makes us go down rabbit trails and chase every shiny object. Some of them are novel and not necessary. Well, this 5-bucket framework is going to help simplify things for you. So what really matters in your business in the age of AI? Well, it turns out it's the exact same things that mattered before AI. You need attention. You need to generate leads. You need to turn those leads into sales. You need to make sure that you've got happy customers, smooth operations, and satisfied employees. None of that has changed. And yes, AI can accelerate what's working now and unleash productivity you've only dreamed of, but only if you get really focused and start using it as a tool and not a toy. So what projects should you focus on? What's going to move the needle in your business? Well, I found it really helpful when I'm working with my clients to share with them my 5-bucket framework of AI innovation. To let them know there's only 5 things that AI does for you, nothing more. Thinking, creating, communicating, analyzing, and automating. That's it. Now, these 5 buckets will allow you to simplify the things you should be doing with the things you could be doing. So let's go through each one of these in a little bit more depth. So number 1, thinking. This is where most people start off. They start to play with tools like ChatGPT or Claude or whatever the chatbot of choice is. But thinking has to do with brainstorming, research, strategy, ideation, connecting the dots you might not have connected. I think of the thinking bucket as all of the stuff that is internal only. This is for you and your team's eyes. Your customers, the world don't see this. It helps you do customer avatar research and maybe a course outline or curriculum outline, SWOT analysis, strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. It helps you do marketing plans and strategy in record time. I know this because I've created marketing plans that would have taken me a month or 2 in the past and done them in an hour or 2 using the right prompts and inputs. It helps you create virtual board members. This is one of my favorite things to do with working with clients as we load up the custom GPT or the tool and we let it know everything that the company is doing right now, all of the big initiatives and the plans, and then whenever we need advice, we can go to a virtual board member to see if it aligns with what the company's goals and objectives are. Using it as a thinking tool unleashes unparalleled amounts of creativity. And that leads to the next bucket, which is creating. So creating is the second bucket that most people start to really play in and get excited about. So what can AI create? Well, it can create text, images, videos, and audios, like all the various forms of media and combinations thereof. And creating can be content marketing, for instance, articles, SEO, sales copy, speech copy, if you've ever given a speech and needed to either create an outline for it, which is part of the thinking one, or to actually create the speech, AI does a tremendous job. But it can also write books for you. Or I should say it can write books with you. Because AI should always be thought of as a creative co-pilot in what you're doing and not just the push a button and push it out. It can do video creating and video editing. It can also create video avatars. In fact, I'm not real. I am a complete artificially generated Brad. Just kidding. This is actually me. Pinch me, I'm real. It can also create podcasts, but it can edit podcasts. And one of the biggest use cases of AI is creating derivative content. So we can take an entire YouTube video or a podcast and upload it to a number of different tools and have it automatically create show notes and articles and captions and anything you name. Thinking and creating, once more, is where probably, I want to say 80 to 90% of the people live, and they only work in those 2 areas. But if you're only working in those 2 buckets, it's better than not using them at all, but you're missing a lot of the other firepower. So the next bucket is communicating. Well, who do you need to communicate with? Well, there's typically about 4 groups. 1, prospects. You want to talk to prospects. You want to help answer their questions, maybe set appointments. There's a lot of chat bots and AI bots that can answer questions and set up appointments for them, and sometimes even give them a link and sell them and turn them into customers. The customers, the other people you want to communicate with, whether that's customer support or allowing people to go deeper with you using AI. And the third group are employees, whether you're creating an employee handbook and turning it into an employee chatbot so people can get exactly what they want when they need it without having to go to an index or chapter 3 of the employee handbook. And the fourth group are what I call stakeholders. These could be your investors or partners, and you want to communicate reports with them, you want to give them updates on what's happening, but prospects, customers, employees, and stakeholders. Now, how do you communicate? Well, as I mentioned, there's chatbots and voice bots are the two primary ones. You can also set up automated AI to handle your emails. But for the sake of this, let's think about chatbots and voice bots. With chatbots, we're all used to texting people anyway, and we're used to a lot of websites that have chat features, but they're usually dumb chat, this, then that. And voice bots, we're all used to the automated call trees where you call your bank or you call the airline and it says, press 1 for English, and then you'll go through 9 different things in order for you to get the direction you want. Instead, it's so nice to just jump on there, tell it what you want, have it answer your questions, live transfer you to a human if necessary. And you really want to think through your business. Where are you communicating with the various types of customers? And would it be more efficient to communicate via chatbot, voice bot, or keep the human in the loop, but then add these on top of it? But whether it's setting appointments, answering questions, customer service, employee handbook, or even doing a bot for standard operating procedures, or an employee says, hey, how do I do this? And it tells them exactly what to do. It's a great way to communicate. Now, the fourth one, I think, is one of the unsung heroes. This is analyzing. Now, when I say analyzing, you might think of spreadsheets and data, and that's only one part of it, because there's 2 types of analysis you can do. One is quantitative, and the other is qualitative. So with the quantitative part, just simply using tools such as ChatGPT, I can upload a CSV file or an Excel file with tons and tons of data. I've done this with multiple clients who are trying to make data-driven decisions. And normally you would need a data scientist to tell you not only what the data means, but also to know what to ask for. Because if you're an entrepreneur, a busy executive, you may have a general idea of what you want, but you might want to say, surprise me. So you can upload a document with a lot of data in there and say, for instance, here is data on 5 years worth of hotel reservation trends. I did this for a client. And I want you to tell me what are some of the stories and the data I should look for in order to improve operations. And it told me what I should be looking for, which is great. 2 of those 10 things were things that I was already thinking about. But the other 8 things were like, wow, I didn't even think about making that connection. And then it created charts and graphs and a lot more. So data analysis, whether you're looking at traffic stats, integrating it with Google Analytics, customer buying patterns, is really, really powerful to be able to do. But the other side of this is qualitative analytics. We've taken transcripts from salespeople, and you've got your best salespeople and your worst salespeople, and we'll put a series of transcripts in there and tell the AI to analyze these for patterns. And we'll tell it, these are the ones who are doing the best, these are the ones who are lagging, and tell us what you find. What are the patterns? What are the people who are doing it, really closing sales doing right? What are the other ones doing wrong? And then help create a better script and better coaching for the people who are not doing as well. We did this with 2 different clients, and the first one saw a 30% jump in sales in the first 30 days of applying this, and the other one saw a 67% jump in the sales in aggregate over just 90 days. So to think that something simple like this cannot really move the needle, it would be a mistake. But whether you're analyzing web traffic, buying patterns, finances, industry data, predictive analytics, sales transcripts, sentiment analysis, or even critiquing copy, here's a piece of sales copy, analyze this and tell me where it's confusing, unbelievable, boring. That's called the Cub technique when you're looking for copy, just as an FYI, is it will go through those sections and tell you it's analyzing what it thinks you should improve. And then you can flip that over back to the creation bucket and have it produce better copy, right? Now, the 5th bucket kind of ties everything all together. This is the automating bucket. So many of us are familiar with basic automations. Marketing automations, for instance, in an autoresponder. When somebody subscribes to a form, wait 1 day, send an email. Great. Some of you are familiar with tools like Zapier, Make, UiPath, and these are tools called robotic process automation, which is very simple. It's just in a robotic way, automate these processes. This is where you have a trigger action, which creates follow-up behaviors. And you're connecting SaaS or software tools together. And Zapier, for instance, I know connects 6,000 pieces of software in a way that allows you to create really, really complex functions or very simple functions. You can do repetitive tasks. And when you add the AI on top of this, that's where the automation, the AI-powered automation really goes to the next level. For instance, for a client, I just built a very simple automation that uses AI to show them what's possible. This client loves to take quotes and post them on their social media, but they also want to take that quote and add more nuance to it. It may be one of their favorite quotes. So I built an automation that says anytime they bookmark a quote or put it into this Google Sheet, it automatically goes behind the scenes and it goes into OpenAI or ChatGPT, and it runs a pretty detailed prompt that I told it to do to take that quote as the seed idea of a really profound thought leadership piece, an article that has a lot of different aspects, create that, and then drop it back into the database, have a human approve it. All they have to do is press a button and it goes out to all their social media accounts, at the same time creating a graphic for it or a blog post. So that's a very simple social media automation that uses AI to take a seed of an idea, create a post about it, and then automate the posting of it. And when it comes to automation, the limit is really just your imagination. And to me, that ties everything together, because what you want to be able to do is combine the thinking, the creating, the communicating, the analyzing, and automate everything as much as possible. But you don't want to automate everything just for the sake of automating things. Part of what I do when I'm working with clients is telling them what not to use AI with, what not to use automation with. Because the truth is, the more moving parts you have, the more things there are to break. So we like to start simple and then build up to after we make sure we haven't broken something. Because we're not in the business to use AI. We're not in business to automate. We're in business to help people, to make money, to serve our clients, our stakeholders, and our employees. And we want to focus on the needle mover. Okay, now you understand the 5 buckets: thinking, creating, communicating, analyzing, and automating. But how do you actually use this tactically in your business without stress, overwhelm, wasting time or money? Very simple. 5-step process, 5 and 5. So the first one you want to do is audit the critical time, money, and mind share you spend in each bucket. This shouldn't take more than a couple of hours, really. Sit down with your team. Where are we spending the most time trying to solve problems, thinking, ideating, researching, and brainstorming? Where do we spend the most time creating? Is it content marketing? Is it sales copy? Is it podcast production? Is it taking videos and chopping them up? Where are we communicating or not communicating with our prospects, with our employees, with our customers, with our stakeholders, where introducing an AI element could help us communicate better, faster, more efficiently? What data-driven decisions are we not making that if we did make, we could? Go through these and just brainstorm, come up with some ideas, because step 2 of this process is to say, wouldn't it be cool, right? And it could just be, wouldn't it be cool if AI could do this for us? Wouldn't it be cool if there was an automated way to do it? And if you think about, wouldn't it be cool if, you might be able to find a solution that somebody has already solved. This could be a piece of software that entrepreneurial mind has said, wouldn't it be cool if we could do this? And then they make it available for $20 a month, right? That's quite possible. The third step is to prioritize the needle movers. Well, how do you do that without guessing? Well, I take a pretty systematic approach to this called the ICE framework. ICE stands for impact, confidence, and ease. So I take all these ideas. It could be 50 different ideas. And the first thing I do is I rank them, that if this works in my business, what impact will it have on a scale of 1 to 10? What confidence do I have in its ability to give me that impact? And lastly, the ease, how easy would it be to do? So if it's a couple of mouse clicks, it's a 10. If it requires a ton of time, money, and custom development, maybe it's a 1. But by simply going through this list, and you can probably do this in less than an hour, what impact will it have? How much confidence do I have? And how much ease would it be? Then you'll be able to simply add those scores up, sort them by highest to lowest, and now you've got your priority list of the needle movers that you and or your team have already looked at. So we've come up with the ideas qualitatively, and then we've quantified it. It's fairly simple to do. Then you start to implement those one at a time, two at a time. The beautiful part about AI is the speed of implementation is really rapid. Whether you need to develop new software, programs, or automations, it's happening at blazingly fast speeds. That's one of the things I love, especially because I know that money loves speed. Now, the fifth step is the most complicated of all. You want to repeat what works. You just want to continuously repeat this over and over again, constantly audit where you're spending time, money, and mind share. Ask, wouldn't it be cool if, prioritize the needle movers using the ICE method, and then monitor the savings of time, money, and not also only those, but look at the gains in productivity, freedom, and peace of mind. So use these 5 buckets in your business, especially if you're overwhelmed or if you're just getting started on trying to AIify and innovate in your business. Take this seriously, look at it through a critical lens, and put it to work. Now, if you'd like to go deeper on this subject, if you'd like some help, if you'd like a partner in doing this with your business, feel free to reach out to me and we can explore if working together might be an option. Thanks so much.